Good evening, friends. Jason here for AxodysFC, and it's another evening to talk Spurs and mainly transfers that have not really happened yet. There have been a few more links today, I would say. Some good, promising destinations for a lot of the players that have been targeted as outgoing for us. So, yeah. But before we get into that. Please, if you enjoy these, take a moment, like, subscribe, keep coming back. I'm doing them on a daily basis now. Have been all along, plan to continue as long as there's interesting stuff to talk about, and generally there is. So, the latest news that's sort of new and but relevant. So, Crystal Palace, the sale of Elise broke down essentially with Chelsea, and then they signed him to a 4-year contract, so he's pretty much locked up now. And how that's relevant to Tottenham is that Eberechi Eze is more likely to be available if Tottenham should choose to pony up the money that would be required for him. I think generally I've heard like 50 million pounds maybe, and I think he is considered a 10 in a lot of ways, but I think for Spurs purposes he would probably, he would be a flex player, which Ange would like, I think, but I think he could play as the kind of winger that he likes, where they can do some creating off the dribble, attacking, or putting in a long ball, etc. But basically doing the things that Sonny isn't necessarily good at, and Perisic is okay. We're not really seeing enough yet from Kulu, but potentially we'll see that in the future. But anyway, and then of course he could fill in more of the Madison role too, potentially as a backup, or even, if you were going more offensive, like a double set of Madison and him. But definitely potential, but remains to be seen. The other rumor, which I feel like is unlikely, and also I'm not even sure, unlikely because the player wouldn't choose, which is Ansu Fati from Barcelona. Basically wants out there, has fallen out with the manager Xavi, and to me that's a little bit of a bad sign, I guess I would say. I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know if I want a player that falls out in that scenario. But I don't know all the ins and outs, but I'm just a little bit suspicious of the circumstances, I guess. I guess I would say I would be more likely to side with the mature, experienced manager than the young 20-year-old wonder kid. Yeah, so anyway, it sounds like Spurs are, like, it's been tossed out that Spurs would be willing to break their record transfer, which I guess would mean like 60 million and up. I would think it would be way more than that, actually. Excuse me, would be my guess. So not sure what will come of that, but it's out there at least. And I think I'd rather spend the money on cheaper options, and but he he would be a good addition to our front line as well, certainly. Um, so, oh, speaking of Barcelona, it's been pretty much denied from uh, the Spurs side of things that they have any interest or have even interviewed Matteo Alemany, for the director spot. He'll be leaving Barca September 2nd once the transfer window completes, and yeah, he's well regarded. I think he has done a good job for them. I would be sort of interested, but I don't know that he's really that good a fit for Tottenham, or even would be that interested, or any of those things. But yeah, so anyway, the word that he might be a possibility, sounds like there isn't a lot to support that, and the club's essentially denying it. So time will tell. But for now, as far as actual Tottenham linkages, so sounds like Reguilon is in the process of negotiating his terms with Real Sociedad. Of course, Højbjerg is still waiting on Atleti. Sounds like Ndombele, hasn't been interested in Turkey, and that's the only places until now that has been looking into him. Now it sounds like Rennes is, which was his old club, I believe, or at least, yeah. Anyway, they're interested in him. Seems like he'd be more interested in going back to France, maybe, than Turkey. I don't know. And beyond that, let's see. Who haven't I mentioned? Tanganga, Inter Milan. Still, the club, I think, is thinking it over, evaluating. Beyond that, let's see. Who haven't I? Okay, Sanchez is linked to AS Monaco now, which is interesting in that they were looking at Adebayo Tosin from Fulham, and so maybe that's off the table for them now, which could mean he's somebody that we could, the domino effect, if we're still interested in him. Beyond that, let's see, I think I've covered all. Jed Spence, Crystal Palace potentially interested in him, or Southampton. And Lloris still Lazio. And that's, the extent of them. So we're still waiting to hear that first one drop. I think I'd heard Lloris may have even been traveling to Lazio today. I haven't got confirmation on that at all, but he's probably the closest one currently. And so, yeah, some progress being made. No real concrete news yet. Hopefully that'll come in the next day or two. Looking forward to the United game. Curious to see how they'll change, or how Ange will change up the midfield. Seems like I would suspect pretty much everything else will remain the same. But I'll definitely have to think about that and come up with what I would guess the starting lineup will be tomorrow for my next video. So anyway, thanks again for tuning in. If you enjoy these, please like and subscribe, and comment by all means. I've had a couple so far, and I'd sure like to see more. So thanks for tuning in. Stay well, and Remember, to dare is to do.